This guy was a snack and still is a snack because most ladies go crazy when they hear the name Brian Carter Greene. Brian, welcome home.
Can I give you a little correction? It's a meal, not a snack.
The whole meal. Thank you very much. Thank you, Brian. Well, I know you. Well, we sang in choir. You sing opera all over the world. Yeah. You've performed live in 29 countries.
It's 31 now.
31
but
countries.
But that is worked, not performed live.
Yes,
because that's rehearsing, auditioning, doing personal training clients.
Yeah, bodybuilding. Some people might remember you as a bodybuilding champion with people like Ricardo Guy James and so on. Yeah. And just multitasking all over. You're based in Paris now.
Still based in Paris.
Yeah.
Where they have the yellow vest riots going on. It was right in front of the gym. It was crazy. And then, of course, the thing in New Zealand, I sang with the National Opera of New Zealand in Wellington. Watched cricket there as well.
Yeah.
Really sad what happened
So it's close
there.
to you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And in Paris, however, where you're based, tell us what's it like there.
Oh, man, Paris is just such a beautiful city.
Because your gym is on the Champs- Élysées, right?
It's on the Champs-Élysées.
Imagine that.
C'est incroyable.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going into French. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I've been working there for 5 years, and it's been wonderful because it means that I have the flexibility to travel to London in the morning, do a rehearsal, come back to Paris on the Eurostar, and do my clients in the evening. And because it's opera, there are a couple of days in between. So that's worked out really well for the last 5 years. But you know, it's really important as a performer, as an actor, to keep doing it.
Yes.
So I try to make it happen no matter what.
Our tag says working with Walcott. We're going to come to that.
Right.
But you're in Trinidad and Tobago. Tell us why. And I know it has something to do with just exactly how dapper you're looking this morning.
Well, my tailor on Savile Row is Andrew Ramroop, who has an OBE, and he's been my friend for quite a while. We first did a cover of a drum magazine together where he dressed me. He had seen me in a black actor exhibition in London, and they called me and they did the interview on me. And then they did another cover, so that was my second cover. And I told him I was coming to Trinidad. And he said, well, bring your bowler hat and your spats. I said, well, which bowler? Because I have 3. He said, the light purple one. I said, all right. And he wanted me to be here for the showcase of the students of sartorial art. So that happened last Saturday at Stallmeyer's Castle.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful being a part of that. It was wonderful being at home again, because Trinidad remains really close to my heart. And yeah, I'm trying to spend a month here. I haven't booked a return ticket. And let's see what happens. So you might consider leaving Paris to come back to Trinidad and Tobago. Yes. But, you know, I never think in terms of being in any one place only. And I mean, that takes me straight into Walcott. You know, from early on, I remember seeing Dream on Monkey Mountain at the Astor and thinking and reading his poetry and immediately relating to that sense of exile and being away. And when I was a little boy, I used to listen to cricket like a maniac. So I used to hear about Gary Sobers, and he married some woman in Melbourne, and I thought, I have to go there, you know. And I just was so lucky because the first time I went to Sydney, it was around the time Brian Lara was just coming out. And I remember watching the ODIs, and he was playing and missing, and you hear all the Aussies going, no idea, mate, no idea. And then he come back in the test match, and he make 277 runs, and I was there. I see that first Brian Lara big innning.
She's dying right now. Hey. Yeah. But your work with Walcott, because you and Walcott had a special relationship when it came to theater.
So I walking around the savannah, right, bareback, because I come down here to do the opening of Joe Bell in America with Asha Lovelace. And I hear beep beep, and Camille Granger pull off and pull across, and she said, come Brian, you in Trinidad? I say, yes. She said, Walcott at the TTW and he doing auditions, come. I say, okay. So I go on with Camille, and I walk in, and Walcott say, you know, do a speech for me, and okay, I do that. He said, here you could sing. I say, yes. He said, sing something for me. I say, all right. I said, I'm going to sing De Vieni alla Finestra from Don Giovanni. He said, never heard of it. He said, who's that by? I said, Mozart. Never heard of him. I thought this is going to be special. Anyway.
Because he was being facetious, right?
I auditioned for him.
Yeah.
And right after, he takes me down to somewhere on Cipriani Boulevard. And then Wendell Manwaran walks up and they have a conversation and he sits with us. And then it was the evening that Liverpool come from 3-0 down and beats Milan, AC Milan.
Yeah.
It was incredible. And we sit down there. And then the next thing I know, Walcott said, we're going to Cape Park and we're going to eat. And then he said, come in with me to St. Lucia. I said, all right. Apparently, Wendell wasn't available to play Antinous in the Odyssey. So we got to St. Lucia, and I chilling in his house, you know. And I get a call about 5:30 in the morning, and he said, we're going swimming. I said, what? I look outside, it's still kind of dark. So we go to this place, one of his favorite beaches, and Walcott started to swim, right? So I could swim a little bit, but I ain't a big time swimmer. So I gone out there, boy. And I tread in water like a crazy man. And he just cool, and he say, a Shakespeare sonnet. I said, what? He said, what's Shakespeare sonnet? So I thought about Walcott. And I thought about that whole exile thing and thinking about the Caribbean. And I hit him. I say, when in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state, and trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate, wishing me like to one more rich in hope, featured like him with friends possessed, desiring this man's art and that man's scope, with what I most enjoy contented least. Then in these thoughts myself almost despising, haply I think on thee, and then my heart, like to the lark at the break of day arising, sings hymns at heaven's gate. For thy true love remembered such wealth brings, that then I scorn to change my place with kings. Walcott, look happy. Walcott, look happy, boy.
Good job.
And then he said, the lines from the play now. I get yesterday.
But that took you all the way to Italy, right?
It did.
You guys went to Italy.
We went to Italy, and we did that in 3 different languages, in Spanish, English, and Italian, with subtitles. It was an incredible experience. Incredible. In Sicily.
Wow.
At the Castello Maniaci.
Yes. So, Brian, so you're singing. I wouldn't ask you to sing this morning.
Oh, man, the voice
because
is
of the
rough.
Sahara dust.
Sahara dust. I try, At like 6:15 a.m., I'm warming up in the bathroom. I was like, oh.
No, Lisa's not getting that.
Wonderful. And I think you should, show us. This is
I was looking at you across there and I was liking you.
Not anymore.
I was.
I know you have a photo of you, Brian, and you, Wendell, and Walcott on your
Yes.
whatever that is, because it
Yes.
seems bigger than an iPad.
Yes.
So if you can find that, we can actually show it as we begin to wrap up here, Brian. But it's so wonderful, do you know? Well, Carrie, I'm sure.
I'm
almost sure
read
Carrie
Shakespeare
knows
in secondary
Shakespeare.
school.
You do?
Romeo and Juliet.
You did?
Yeah.
Were you? You acted?
No, I read it.
Oh, you read it. What about you, Carrie?
Yeah, of course I did Shakespeare.
Yes, of course he did. Yeah?
Yeah, Romeo and Juliet and a bunch of others.
And a bunch of others.
Yeah,
I said Romeo and Juliet.
It was
That's
part,
what
it
you
was
what
part
are you
of the.
talking- what are you talking about?
It was part of the curriculum.
Hamlet.
We didn't actually do Hamlet in
Okay.
schools. Yes.
Okay.
I have the book. I'll bring it for you.
Yes. Why not?
I know.
So you do have it. There
Is
you
this the
go.
one?
Yes. So if we can turn it to your camera, which is that
Oh, I
one
hope
there,
it's clean now.
and turn it forward. If you turn it forward, I don't know if we can pick it up. Yes. There you go. Wow. Brian, Wendell, and that's a treasured photograph
man.
right there.
Oh, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, Brian, thank you so much for coming on the show.
My
Since you're
pleasure.
going to be here for a month, you're
Yeah.
going to come back after the Sahara dust is gone.
Yes, absolutely.
Warm your voice
Absolutely.
and give us some
I'll give you some Russian opera.
I could do that because I'm not a professional,
awesome, huh?
right? I'm not a professional. I can sing anytime. It's not going to affect my image. But I'm going to ask you to do that. Because, you know, if a professional opera singer goes,
You
on
understand?
national TV.
I love you, Lisa. I love
I
you.
love you too, Brian. Mwah. Mwah. As they do it in, both sides in French. We're going to take in a few messages. When we come back, we have so much more with you in studio. Stay with us.